Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video, and today we're going to be talking about the Orlando Magic potentially trading for Jaylen Brown of the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown, multiple-time All-Star and NBA champion. Jaylen Brown, specifically four-time All-Star, NBA champion, 2022-23 All-NBA, also Finals MVP, Eastern Conference Finals MVP, and so has had a great career for this Boston Celtics team. Now this Boston Celtics team there's a lot of uncertainty for the Celtics team. Tatum's injury that might keep him out all season. Also, having contracts you might want to get rid of, like Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. I think Derek White is most definitely a keeper. You look at Peyton Pritchard. You do not want to give up guys like Peyton Pritchard or Luke Cornett or Derek White. You want to keep those guys. Obviously, Tatum is not going anywhere. You look at those four guys, they're not going anywhere. I also look at Jaylen Brown and don't think he's going anywhere. But I also look at Porzingis and you look at Drew Holiday and you look at Sam Hauser, those type of guys, maybe you look to move. Now, the reason I'm talking about Jaylen Brown is because there's an article on Bleacher Report earlier today about five NBA trades that nobody is talking about. And they suggested a Jaylen Brown trade that would be it. So here's what the deal would be. Jaylen Brown would go to Orlando. Here's what they suggested. I kind of added to the deal because if you checked it out on NBA Trade Simulator, it actually doesn't work. So what they suggested was Jaylen Brown for Anthony Black, who was a top pick a couple years ago. The 2023 NBA draft was 6th overall. He's actually a really young player, so really solid player, just has not played a lot in his first couple years. I think he's really started to show that he's a guy that has a lot of potential. This year, averaged 9 points per game, even though he only played 20 minutes per game. He played decent in the Boston series. But where he really played well for this Orlando team, really played well, was the play-in game between the Magic and the Hawks. I mean, this was a game where Paulo didn't play that great. Franz didn't play that great either. This is what you call the Cole Anthony Black game. I mean, like Paulo had only 17. He did have 9 and 7. Franz only had 13. This was a great game for Anthony Black and Cole Anthony. Cole Anthony was their leading scorer in that play-in game where they won by 25 with 26 points. But Anthony Black in that game did have an amazing 16, 4, and 4. So he's a very solid young player with a lot of potential. Still is only 21 years old, just turned 21 years old in the middle of the season. And he would be one of the headliners in this deal. Contavious, so here they said Anthony Black, Mo Wagner, who is a great player, and you might need a backup center if Al Horford decides to retire. He's coming off a serious injury, but is still a great player. Shot 56% from the floor, 13 points per game, 5 rebounds per game. Good shooter. He'd be a good addition. You'd also get Jonathan Isaac, who a couple years ago 2023-24 season was a 6th Man of the Year candidate. 2023-24 season, he finished 9th in 6th Man of the Year voting, averaging 7 points per game, 5 rebounds per game. Great shooting season for Isaac in the 2023-24 season, shooting almost 38% from 3. This year played 71 games and averaged 5.4 points per game. Now, the Magic, so they said, Bleacher Report said Anthony Black, Jonathan Isaac, and Mo Wagner, 2030 first-round pick, 2028 first-round pick to pair Jaylen Brown with Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner. But here's the problem. You need to add in some more salary. The Magic would need to add in around $19 million of salary to make the trade work. So that's where I think you add in Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, another really good player, another good shooter. Caldwell-Pope made some good money this year from the Magic after leaving the Nuggets, but had a really bad season, and maybe a change of scenery could be good for him again. Averaged only 9 points per game this year, with 2 assists per game, 2 rebounds per game. From 3, shot 34%, which is a 6% drop down for Caldwell-Pope. But still, Caldwell-Pope was still really good defensively. One of the best defensive players for this Magic team. What's also one of the reasons why they brought him in. But I think the percentage drop down, I think plays a big role into losing Nikola Jokic as a facilitator around you. Now, I mean, also you look at seasons prior to that. He played only 2 seasons in Denver, 41% for Denver in the 2023-24 season from 3, 42% from 3 in the 2022-23 season, and then the 2021-22 season for Washington, 39%, 2020-21 season for the Lakers, 41%, 2019-20 season, which he had a great year for the Lakers that year at 39%. So this is his worst three-point shooting season since 2018-19 season for the Lakers. So that is something to worry about. But I would predict that Kentavious Caldwell-Pope has a shooting bounce back next season. And then I think also you'd add in the 16th overall pick. Xavier Tillman would be a filler in the deal headed to Orlando with Jaylen Brown. So it'd be Xavier Tillman, Jaylen Brown, and Boston would receive for Jaylen Brown and Xavier Tillman, Anthony Black, KCP, Mo Wagner, with Jonathan Isaac, two future first round picks, 2028 and 2030, which could be very valuable picks because the 2030 pick, that is 5 years from now. Jaylen Brown's contract would be up. There's no telling if Paulo or Franz would still be Orlando Magic's. And then plus number 16. So 3 first-round picks. Black, who was a top 6 pick just 2 years ago and has a lot of great potential, with KCP, a great shooter, Mo Wagner, a talented center, and Jonathan Isaac for Jaylen Brown and Xavier Tillman. I wouldn't call that a bad deal, because I don't think it's a bad deal. If you look at the draft capital Boston would get in this deal, plus the young stud Anthony Black, I don't think it is a bad deal, but I think there are probably better deals that Boston could probably get for Jaylen Brown, in my opinion. This deal is a good deal, I believe. I think there's a lot of depth in this deal with draft picks and young stud and Anthony Black, good shooter and KCP, great backup center and Mo Wagner. But I don't think it's enough for a 4-time All-Star. And I think there are other teams that would offer more. But let me know your thoughts on the potential deal in the comment section, and peace out.